I was very fortunate to marry a girl whose hobby was gourmet cooking. So I went from being a bachelor by myself to marrying a gourmet cook. And needless to say, within 4 years after I was married, I weighed like 230 pounds. I was as fat as I ever was in my life. And I said, shit, I gotta do something about this. So I did two things. I mean, I was lucky enough, I was teaching at the high school in Cambridge, and in the building next to us, they had a pool. So I got to go to the pool almost every day and swim. And the other thing that I wanted to do was when I was 16, I mean, there was like nobody in the martial arts back in the, let's see, 16. So that would be like 1963. I mean, there were very, very few people who were in the martial arts. There was only one martial arts place that I knew about, and it was in Boston, and I went there, and I was there for about a year and a half, and I became a green belt, and then I had all kinds of other things going on in my life, and I gave that up. But when I was in my mid-20s, I said, you know something? I always wanted to follow through with that karate, with that martial arts. So I went back to the martial arts, and I mean, I was so fat, I really couldn't get the belt. Got to wrap it around yourself twice. I could hardly wrap it around myself once. But even though I was pretty laughable as the poppin' fresh doughboy in the mirror, that's one of the things about these karate schools, got mirrors on all the walls, was I'm coming back tomorrow. And you come back and you come back, and I mean, what's the secret of success? I mean, I was a black belt in about 3.5 years after that of just going back day after day after day. And I was in the year 2000, so what was I, 53 years old when I became a fifth degree, a master in Shaolin Kempo Karate. How did that happen? Well, it would have never happened had I not started. What do you have to do in your life? From wherever you are, even if you're a fat fuck like I was. So, geez, I want to be a black belt. And you walk in there and, it's kind of a joke if you said that to anybody, but what do you got to do? You got to keep going back. But the way to keep going back is you got to start, and then when you start, the second day is the second day. There is no more first day. You've already done the first day, and now you're in the second day, and then the third day, and then you just keep doing it. Whatever kind of shape you're in, just, get your ass up and start moving. Walk around the block, walk around the sofa 50 times. Get yourself a little pedometer that you can buy on Amazon for under $20 and put it in your pocket and, and do 1,500 steps today, and in 6 months you'll be doing 10,000 steps, and then you'll really be in good shape. What do you have to do? You got to have the discipline. Well, it doesn't take a lot of discipline. You got to start, but then you got to have the discipline to continue towards your objective. And, you can do that day by day by day, but you got to start. You got to know what to do. I mean, so to me, kind of two important things are, you want to be in shape so you can enjoy your success. You want to live as long and as healthy as God's plan for you is. Okay, I mean, most people are gonna live to be, in their 60s and 70s, and some in their 80s and 90s. Okay, if you're gonna do that, you want to be in good enough condition to enjoy everything. Then what do you need? Well, you need a few bucks in your pocket. So what are you going to do? Well, you got to work. You're going to work hard. You're going to be at your job, and you're going to do whatever they tell you to do. Do the job that they're paying you to do. Most, whatever they say now, that 30% of the time people are like on their phone. They're, they're surfing, they're gossiping, they're doing everything except the job that they've been paid to do. Well, that's an average person. I mean, you got to be extraordinary. Why do you want to be extraordinary? Because you want to get the raises and the promotions. Why? So you can get more money. Why do you want more money? So you can buy your condos. Why do you want to buy your condo? So you can have a comfortable retirement and create generational wealth and not have to worry about money and take care of those that you love. That's why you do it. So you want to get in shape and you want to make money. And I am telling you how easy it is. Deal in a small specific investment area, become an expert on values in that area. Find a couple of condo projects, look at the history of prices on those condos, how do they sell and blah, blah, blah. And, go to the bank, mortgage offices, how much do I need? There's your goal, and you start working towards it. And, maybe you can get raises and promotions, and you can, everybody's got to figure it out for themselves. You got to figure it out, I mean, I told you that I volunteer at every morning serving breakfast at a nursing home, and there are some immigrants in there, Haitians and people from the Dominican Republic. I mean, and these are hardworking people, all right? And, one guy I'm working with, he works 40 hours a week, and then he's delivering from Amazon, he's, driving for Uber, he's got all kinds of side hustles. Why? Because he's taking care of other people in his family. Now, maybe you have to take care of people. Maybe you have a lot of demands on your money, or maybe you're going to work hard enough, you're going to work that extra 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week or whatever, so you can pay your bills, take care of those you love, and save so you can have those retirement condos and, and have a comfortable life. Why do you want to not start and then 10 or 20, 15, 20 years from now, you're looking back and you're saying, shit, I should have listened to that old bastard. I should have listened to him, and I should have bought a couple of condos. I mean, go back 15 years. Take that condo complex that you're studying. Go back 15 years. What were the units selling for then? What are they selling for now? Okay, and say, hey, this is a pretty good deal. I mean, is it a good condo complex? You're not going to buy something where there's, deferred maintenance or, there's junk cars around. People are working on their cars in the parking lot. No. You don't have to buy that. No. You're going to find a nice condo complex, a well-run condo complex, and, you're going to make it easy on yourself. Don't make it hard on yourself. How do you do that? Well, you got to do your research. You got to become the expert in your small specific investment area. So getting started, just start. That's the most important thing. I mean, I think your health and your investments. Those are the two things, you got to work on, and they're going to have a big payday for you. And the rest is really, you're going to be a good person. People are going to smile when they see you. They're going to say, hey, how you doing? There's Bill. They're going to smile when they see Bill or Helen or, Jose or, whoever. They're going to smile when they see you. Why? Because you're a nice person. You listen. You take an interest in them. I mean, blah, blah, blah. So everything starts to fall into place, okay? And if you're a disciplined person, okay, then you're not, bitching, moaning, whining, and complaining about everything. No, you have objectives and you're going to work. You're going to work hard, okay? You weigh 230 pounds. You can't weigh 230 pounds. You can't. I mean, if I still weigh 230 pounds, I probably would have already had a heart attack. I mean, you'd be gone, all right? I'm in my 80th year, and I look forward to another 10 or 15 years. Come on, I want to do this. So I want to stay in shape to do this. So I have to be careful about my diet, and I have to commit to, to what I'm doing. I mean, my program is to, work out 5 days a week. Okay, sometimes it's four days a week, but my plan is to work and to do everything. Just start, please.